So now I want to continue in this second audio video with where I left off and just kind of summarize what I touched on. Okay, so there's focused awareness, unfocused awareness, and then defocused awareness, kind of a transitional awareness between the two. There's three ways. The main point is to defocus awareness and learn how to do that. There's three main ways to do that: through awareness, through space, and through oneness. And so now I'm going to touch on each of these different pathways can be broken down further into three distinct methods. So I'm going to talk about each of these methods, and they're making a total of 9 ways to defocus awareness. So I'm going to talk about each of these methods briefly and at least kind of give a sense of how to apply these methods and in order to defocus awareness. Okay, so the first 3 methods are defocusing awareness through awareness. These 3 methods are they're called, I name them going backward, turning inward, and dropping everything. So going backward is essentially like stepping straight backward with your awareness. Your awareness is focused on an object, say, or objects or experiences. Could be psychological objects, it could be sensory objects. And your awareness just goes, essentially steps straight back, away from the objects. This is not like detachment or disidentification. It's like an immediate kind of like just stepping back with your awareness. That's going backward. Turning inward is similar but a little bit different. What you're doing is you're taking your awareness from whatever it's focused upon and you're turning it 180 degrees, turning it completely inward into itself. It's that simple. Dropping everything is essentially like everything that you're holding on to, you just completely let it, you just drop it like a hot potato. You just completely, it's almost like akin to the notion of surrender, just total surrender, totally letting go. So these are the 3 basic methods, and in a sense of them, of defocusing awareness, through going backward with your awareness, turning inward, and dropping everything. Okay, so now how do you defocus awareness through space? Again, there's 3 methods for doing this. The first is expanding outward, the second is filling space, and the third is letting go. Now, these 3 methods, expanding outward is you expand your awareness in all directions, and you kind of try to find how far you can extend your awareness, what the limits are, if there are any. Are there any limits to your awareness? Filling space is that, say you're in a room or whatever, and you expand your awareness to fill that room. And you kind of, the real thing you're trying to see is if your awareness extends beyond your body, and to actually experience that. Letting go is similar to dropping everything, but it's a little bit more relaxed. It's a little bit more, it's a different emphasis. It's more like kind of allowing everything, kind of yielding, kind of a relaxing and opening of awareness. It's kind of, it's a little bit different than dropping everything. It has a different emphasis. So these are the 3 ways to defocus awareness through space, through expanding outward in all directions, through filling space with your awareness, and through letting go. Now, there are also 3 methods of defocusing awareness through oneness. Now, this approach does kind of harken back to Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, this this method of, focusing on something until you absorption and, samadhi and so on. But there's one thing to recognize, and I think that there's a subtle distinction in there that is not necessarily emphasized sufficiently in the yogic traditions. And there's something that has happened that's carried over from this perspective of Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, not only in yogic traditions, but in Buddhist traditions and Taoist traditions, maybe even into Christian traditions, even Islamic traditions, and has affected their practices, so that what happens is, in these paths, individuals utilize focusing practices to realize enlightenment or God or self-realization, when in fact that's not the correct approach. So I just want to throw that in there, and then basically outline the three methods of defocusing awareness through oneness. The first is merging with, the second is going between, and the third is getting behind. Now, when you're merging with, your interest is not whatever you're trying to merge with. Your interest is the oneness that underlies the two. So you're trying to enter into the other, essentially, and become or realize the oneness between you. Now, in going between, what you're trying to do, again, you're not interested in the subject or the object. You're interested in the space between the subject and the object. When you are getting behind is similar to going backward, except that it's a little bit different. It's almost like what you are doing is completely standing outside of yourself, or beside yourself, or behind yourself, or up and away from yourself. That's what getting behind is. So this is just an outline, a general kind of an introduction to the 9 ways to defocus awareness, the fact that in order to realize enlightenment or self-realization, you must defocus your awareness and not focus it. Focusing is useful for everything else, any number of other things. For enlightenment, for self-realization, you must defocus your awareness. There are 3 main ways to do that, 3 main pathways to do that, through awareness, through space, through oneness, and there are 9 methods to do that. 3 methods through awareness, 3 methods through space, and 3 methods through oneness. And that's it for this second video.